There we go. Okay.
Alright. We got Shantae and the Pirates Curse. We got TheSoundDefense. I hope I'm coming through on this and play. Awesome game. I love it casually. I'm about to be blown away by the speedrun. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Good day to you all. My name is Dr. Ivo Robotnik, and I am very happy to be part of an event that is finally not centered around that blasted hedgehog. Okay, I cannot keep that up, but I did my best. Hello, everybody. So yeah, this is here the first video game I ever speedran, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. I absolutely love this game, and I am really looking forward to playing this for all of you and routing this on the fly, depending on what sort of RNG the game decides to give me. I think this is going to be a very fun time.
Yeah.
Alright then, I will count down. I guess someone else is running the timer, as I understand it. Alright then, we are going to get going in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so we're starting on Pirate Mode, which is basically the New Game Plus of Shantae, where I have all of the major movement abilities unlocked from the start, and I am going to be making use of them. So I have to do some conversations here, and as is the case with every Shantae game, Scuttletown is burning down. I guess it's not burning down, but it is under siege. Scuttletown really cannot catch a break. And the resident guardian half-genie, which is me, Shantae, is... they could probably be better at their job, honestly. But yeah, this dash here is one of the abilities that you pick up partway through the game. Makes you go incredibly fast, and it's a little bit broken in a really good way, which we will get to a little bit later. But yeah, for now, this is basically just a tutorial area where I'm running and picking up various gems and whatnot. Gems are going to be a really important part of this run because I have a lot of things I need to buy. And I'm going to have to do some math later, which is really hard to do. Math is extremely hard when you're speedrunning. And I just jumped over a cutscene trigger right there. Normally you're supposed to listen to Sky, but you can just jump right over her. Alright, 19 gems is a pretty good start. Now we're going for the first boss in the game, the RNG Baron. You'll probably notice a theme here, which is that RNG kind of plays a big role. Whoa! Holy crap. Okay, crap. Go. I was a little unprepared for that to happen so quickly, and so I didn't pull my pike ball out.
RNG.
Oh my goodness.
I love it when you get nice RNG.
So a lot of very slow things can happen here if the Ammo Baron is unfriendly. That was close to perfect RNG. Only 2 extra cannon shots. There could have been an additional like 6 cannon shots and 12 charges. We didn't see any charges
We
at all.
do have a timer going.
Phew, well, that's a good start to have. I sure hope someone's timing this. Okay, cool. I'm gonna look at my time later, and hopefully everything pans out. And we can get a PB out of this, maybe. I do not remember what my PB is. Any case, a lot of cutscenes happening right here. Shantae's in trouble. We thought we were saving the town from being taken over, but it turns out the town was sold to the Ammo Baron for a box of chocolates, so we just attacked the rightful owner for no reason, and now we're under house arrest. And also, our bathtub isn't real. It's a trap. I hate it when that happens. So, the main antagonist of the series, Risky Boots, is not the antagonist this time around. Now we're teaming up with her to do battle against the Pirate Master. And part of the Pirate Master's influence in this game is that he uses this dark magic that you can see right here to turn Risky's helpers into cacklebats. And so that is the main category of the game. I have to defeat all 20 cacklebats to collect all of the dark magic and unlock the good ending to this game. If we were just doing any percent, I would ignore almost all of these guys, and it would be about 10 minutes faster. I am taking a look at chat, so if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. So first things first, we have to do a little bit of story stuff and gem collecting stuff before we can take off on our adventure. So I'm going to take this library card, I'm going to drop down here and do a mandatory save. The game will not let you continue unless you save right here. So in a normal speedrun, this is the only place where you'd save, but in this marathon I'm going to save a few more times. Anyway, the trick I just did right there, where I just walked back and forth for a bit and built up a charge, is called the Risky Shuffle. And it's really easy to do. So normally, when you do a charge, you are supposed to walk in a direction for a certain period of time to build up your charge before you can dash. But the game does not actually track how far you've moved. It's only tracking how long you are holding down a direction on the controller. So what we can do is hold one direction on the control stick and hold tap another direction on the D-pad to wander back and forth. And we can move back and forth in place, but the game notices we're holding down the control stick, or we're holding down the D-pad, one of those two. And it lets us build up a charge when we otherwise should not. I think I am at enough flesh pops. Okay. Alright, I did this a little backwards. I missed out on a few gems, but that's okay. I gambled and I lost. I was hoping that I could get good flesh pop RNG, but the flesh pops were not as friendly as the ammo baron. Oh well, that's how Shantae goes. Transgod says, is there a reason for that save? Yes, the game literally does not let you progress until you save. That guard at the edges of Scuttletown will just tell you you're not allowed to go past here until you save. Anyway, I just did a sequence break. You're going to see a lot of sequence breaking. That's the nature of New Game Plus. So I have to give these 3 flesh pops to Bolo. So he gives me the key to the palace. Then I'm gonna run over here and hand over this item that I should hand over a couple dungeons from now, but we're sequence breaking. So now we get a bunch of squid oil, which is a surprise item that will help us later. But don't worry about it for right now. There's not a whole lot to talk about in this beginning part of the game, because I'm just doing random story nonsense that sort of teaches you, like, forces you into the world and teaches you a bit more about movement mechanics and such. In a speedrun, it's not super thrilling. The chat is saying chalky. Am I missing something? Alright, now I'm the one asking questions. What is chalky? Someone explain. Alright, I'm at 50 gems. That's not bad. The more gems I can get, the better, because I am going to need a lot of money later to pick up some DPS upgrades in order to one-cycle the final boss. Oh, it's an emo? Oh, I don't have 7 TV, no wonder. And that is the 3rd Cacklebat. I think there's a total of 5 Cacklebats all around Scuttletown. I can never remember the exact numbers. That's all good for now. And now I'm gonna cross my fingers one more time and hope that the Scarebros drop something good. Or, honestly, anything at all. A Pike Ball, a Monster Milk, a Meat Chunklet. Something good, please. Okay, this does not bode well, I would say. The RNG so far has not... It's been in my favor for the ammo baron, but I really need some item drops. Anyway, Sky gives us $100, and we're gonna go spend that at the store. So I'm going to pick up a lot of pirate flares, which are an incredibly useful item that let me warp back to the beginning of any island, which is gonna cut a lot of time off of this run. But now we're done in Scuttletown. We can finally proceed to the first area. So, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse is sort of like a segmented Metroidvania. It's not one big contiguous map. It's like 6 separate maps spread across 6 separate islands. Each one its own little miniature Metroidvania. But there's also like backtracking across different islands, so as a Metroidvania, it definitely works. But it's a little bit more approachable, I want to say. Anyway, I'm going to hit that switch. That will open up a door for us later. So I was supposed to go down another path and talk to some guy about his poor petrified wife, but I don't have time for that. I have to smell like ham as fast as I can. So I'm going to go up here and pick up the ham stink. And then I'm going to go backwards up this waterfall. Oh, heck. Okay, no, that's fine. So I'm going to leave this area and come back, which is something I'll do a lot because it skips the animation of the cacklebats exploding. And that saves a couple of seconds each time. Up here we have this giant dragon and another cacklebat. Ah, crud. Alright, I'm going to try a trick that I have not gotten in a long time. Did not work. Let's try again. Okay, it didn't work. So what I was trying to do is activate that dialogue and fall into the pit at the same time, which would skip a cutscene and save a few seconds, but it's really hard to do. So instead, I'm just going to pause 3 times, which inexplicably skips a different cutscene and saves a few seconds. We do not have any idea why. In the meantime, the waterfalls of Saliva Island are back on. And so the hot springs are active again. And then something sun shining off of pale unsuntanned bodies activates the petrify spell. If you actually play the game, there is story involved in this, and it's a little less picking up arbitrary stuff for no reason. I definitely suggest you play this game, because it's a lot of fun. And it's well written. Anyway, we're going to leave the girls playing in their saliva baths. And we're going to help this guy by giving him the petrify spell. And, I'm sure they're fine. I'm sure everything is fine. In any case, that has opened up the path to the first dungeon. So we're going to enter the Spittle Maze, and we're going to immediately leave. Because right in here is a secret bonus dungeon, modeled off of the very first dungeon in the very first Shantae game. It was left in here as a fun Easter egg for you to get lots of gems, but it's actually useful in the speedrun, because there are keys in here. And keys in Shantae and the Pirate's Curse work the same way they do in the original Legend of Zelda, which is that any key can open up any door. So, I am stockpiling keys for later. And this will let me skip very long portions of the game elsewhere. Oh, I should have dashed. It's fine. So there, now I have got 2 spare keys that are going to save me a whole lot of time when I get to the 3rd major island. But we're done there, so let's continue on with this dungeon. Come on, give me something. I need something here. Monster Milks. Ah, come on. RNG is not on my side right now. It is turned on me. It heard me praising it, and it would not allow this. So we're just speeding through this area using the quadruple jump to nullify all of the actual platforming. And now this is a very difficult fight right here that I'm going to have to focus pretty hard on. One mistake here and these guys are just going to ruin my day. So give me just a second here to make sure that this... Oh, perfect. Hey, a bubble shield! Finally, I get a good drop. That bubble shield is going to be invaluable for some of the later bosses. I need at least 2. I would love a total of 4. We'll see how nice the game decides to be. Anyway, it's time for the first boss. This is the Cyclops plant. The first phase is going to be really fast. Don't blink. That's the first phase. It's done. Basically, wedging ourselves... We have a down stab. Hold on. Okay. I need to do this real quick. Ow. Oh, I screwed this up pretty badly. Okay, that did not go exactly how I wanted it to go. So what I was doing was, I have this down stab move. It's basically the Zelda 2 down stab, and if I can wedge myself between the ceiling and the enemy, I can get a lot of damage off in a very short amount of time. But my jumps were a little too late, and so I couldn't do it very well against the second phase. Normally you can skip the laser entirely. I'm just going to have to make up for this failure later with excellence down the road. Alright, we're done with Saliva Island for now. So we're just going to leave. We're not going to leave anything important behind. The thing I just passed by is a heart squid. There are 32 of those in the game, and they contribute toward the completion screen at the end of the game. And there's another category where you have to collect all the dark magic and all the heart squids. But that would add yet another 10 minutes to the run. So we're going to avoid those as much as possible. This is Spiderweb Island. It's the spooky island. There are ghosts and zombies. Oh, heck. That is not a friendly ghost, if I ever saw one. I actually don't know if that has ever happened to me. Anyway, I'm going to pick up another sequence break item that will be handy in a few dungeons from now. I was not paying attention, and I think that one ghost basically just spawned in my hitbox, which is incredibly rude. Anyway, say hello to Roddy Tops and the Empress Spider. If you don't like spiders, I have some bad news about the boss of this dungeon. But that's not going to be for a little bit. So now we have to go through Run Run Roddy Tops, which is some people's favorite part of the game. Some people's unfavorite part of the game. This whole section is basically like my running speed is capped and there's all these enemies that are trying to damage me, and if any of them hit me, I am instantly sent back to the start of the room. Like that. I tried to challenge the gatekeeper and I lost. So I need to be very careful not to get hit any additional times. But I'm still going to try and navigate some very narrow crevices here to try and sneak past without getting some damage. Walk back and forth right here. Alright, so I baited the tongue thing below me to come out when it shouldn't have. That let me move a little bit more quickly. Random aside, who here likes Super Mario World? Asking for absolutely no reason. Alright, there's a chat delay on, but I'm assuming everyone here in chat is saying yes, we love Super Mario World. Crud. That's too bad. So yeah, this is kind of a slow section of the game. There is almost nothing you can do to speed this up. You just sort of gotta wait this out. So I know there are other people on the call with me. Anyone have any questions or observations they want to share? Okay, the chat is chiming in, confirming that they do indeed love Super Mario World, which is good to know. Alright, so say hello to the Tombstone Crabs. These guys may or may not pop up and try to get you. In that particular room, some of those crabs would pop up, other ones never will. The ones that can are fixed, so we know exactly which ones to avoid. From here on out, every single Tombstone Crab might jump up and get you. And now we've got a new enemy, the Kissy Robots. They're chasing after me because they want to give me a big ol' kiss. And we are staying away from them because no means no, and our bodies belong to us. So we are avoiding... Okay, I guess that works too. But yeah, you can see exactly what they're trying to do. Normally I jump in front of that guy, but I jumped a little too low. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, all of these guys will now pop up. Yeah, this section, yeah, I'm running out of things to say. There's not a whole lot to say here. This is just oh, these guys. These are the Stevens. They go by some other names that I won't mention, but these can be some fairly annoying enemies in the next room in particular. Are the gates of hell open? They are not. Darn it, they closed on me. There's one enemy in particular that's going to be very nasty. Huh, okay, got past it. And now we're in the final room, which is the most annoying room because it's very long, and there's a pretty decent chance that I will get hit right at the end and have to do the whole thing over again, so I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that doesn't happen. I mean, I say chance, but it's not actually chance that decides it for the most part. It is, in fact, a skill issue. Huh. Alright, do not let me get pincered by the Tombstone Crabs. Oh, gosh. Oh, that was close. But it's okay, we're done. We're out of here, finally. Hello, save guy. I'm never going to talk to you. And here's a Cacklebat over here waiting for us. And that's the entrance to the next dungeon. So we just ran Roddy Tops throughout that whole forest because she got bitten by that spider and her legs were paralyzed. Also, she lied. She's fine. So, you know, we don't like Roddy Tops here. She makes us do a lot of horrible work for no reason. I'm going to drop down here, talk to this guy, and now we hand over the squid oil that I picked up at the start of the game. Normally, I would have been forced to go back to Scuttletown, and then I would have seen an additional cutscene where I'm taken to court and it's determined that they legally cannot cut my hair off as punishment. And then that's where I would get the travel brochure, hand it over, get the squid oil. Thank goodness for pirate mode, which lets us skip all of that backtracking. I don't think I have ever speedrun this game in normal mode, and I probably never will. It's because the movement of pirate mode is just way too fun. Another Cacklebat here. You jumped too early. That's not supposed to happen. This game has a lot going on. It sure does, Scoopmaster. There's a bunch happening in this game. There's going to be a Metal Gear section on the next island, so you can all look forward to that. So I'm going to destroy this Cacklebat and then leave. It was a waste of my time for me to wait for this thing to explode right now, so I'm going to do the dungeon, I'm going to come back for that guy later. Come on, Skillabros. Ah, man. I'm not getting nothing here. I got the one bubble shield, and that's all the game has really offered me at this point. Pike balls, hello? So I'm dropping down here to pick up another key real quick. Also, this enemy has a good chance of giving me a really nice item that would be very useful. That is not the item I was hoping for, but that's handy. That will save me like 20 gems. That is something I rarely see. Alright, so that's really all I wanted in this dungeon. Now I'm just going to leave. There are never any cacklebats in dungeons, so you basically just motor to the end. Super Mario 3D World gang, right? Oh man, we got a fight going on in the chat, and I am here for it. Chat, I need your most passionate defense of your favorite Mario game. Please post it in chat. Here's another I don't think I've shown yet, the hat, which lets you float and hover, and if there's an updraft, it lets you rise up. Which is normally negated by the quadruple jump from the cannon, but it's definitely still useful sometimes. Alright, so if you don't like spiders, please look away until you hear victory music. This boss fight is terrible. I need to... I need to do a lot of damage to this boss, but I also need to take a lot of damage from this boss. Because the fastest way to defeat it is to just sort of hover in its hitbox and continually take damage after doing a whip of my own, because if you take okay, that actually was not too bad. I didn't use my auto potion, and it went fairly quickly. So what I was saying before is, if you take damage right after you hit somebody with your hair whip, your jumps replenish for some reason, and so the optimal strat is to do lots of damage and continually get hit and just constantly hover in the air in this enemy's hitbox. Which, as you can see, is a very, very dangerous maneuver, and that frequently takes up my auto potion, which is really useful against the final boss. Anyway, I picked up that cacklebat I left earlier, and I'm going to use this pirate flare to leave. And now this is the part of the game where I really need RNG to be on my side. Because this is Tanlan Island. This is where all of the best drops can occur. And so hopefully I can pick up a lot of really good items that will help me against future bosses and speed them up. So everyone please ask the Scorp Gals to be nice. Let's get some Monster Milk, let's get some Bubble Shields, let's get some Pike Balls. A regular Monster Milk, I can work with that. This is a Scorp Gal. She can drop either $5, a Super Monster Milk, which is fantastic, or a Super Pike Ball. So we're off to a good start. We've got a Monster Milk and a Super Monster Milk. We're going to see a lot more of those Scorp Gals, and we're going to hope really hard for more drops. So now that we're here, we got the X-ray specs from the Squid Baron, and now we're going to leave. This is a terrible time to get what might be an important phone call. I hope that it's not important, because I'm not picking it up. Guys, leave a message, whoever you are. Okay, I'm gonna have to check up on that particular phone call after the run, but in the meantime... Nope, I'm not getting that heart squid. So what am I gonna get here? I am going to pick up... We're gonna say... I'm gonna get one more run of gems right here. Because I am gonna pick up a couple of hair upgrades and another set of pirate flares. The hair upgrades will help with my DPS, and the pirate flares are necessary to avoid a lot of painful backtracking. So those X-ray specs will let us see what's written inside these sarcophagi, which will give us a passcode to enter Tanline Temple, which is the next major area of the game. I guess it's a minor area, really. We're gonna go see Sky, who is introducing us to her new boyfriend, Barracuda Joe, and her parents are here. And, he's dead. Nice knowing you, Barracuda Joe. Sorry about death. So we got our second mummy sketch, and now we're gonna do some shopping. What was I buying? Pirate flares, shampoo, and silky cream. And I'm gonna leave the rest of this money for later. But now our hair damage has been upgraded and our DPS has been upgraded, and I'm gonna need one more DPS upgrade later to make sure I can successfully do the final boss. If I can't one-cycle the final boss, I'm gonna lose about a minute. And then the final mummy sketch is in this direction. Come on, Skelebros, please be nice. Pike balls, please. Okay, I should have been more specific. Super pike balls, please. Super pike balls, please. Okay, so the Skelebros were not very bro this time around, unfortunately. Okay, Bird, Gator, Lion is the code for today. This code changes every time you play, and you absolutely cannot open the door until you have received the code. You cannot brute force it. We've tried. Bird, Gator, Lion. Wonder how quickly I can get that. Fish, bird. That wasn't great. Could have been worse. Alright, so now is the Metal Gear section of the run that I promised you guys earlier, where we've switched into our stealth sneaking suit, and now we have to stealth our way through part of the game without being spotted by the guards. If we ever get spotted by a guard, we go back to the beginning of this section, and I do not want that to happen. This is also the section of the game that we're going to cut out a lot of. This is why we got a bunch of extra keys earlier in the secret Easter egg dungeon. Also going to pick up some more gems here, because you can never have too many gems. So I got 1 key. I'm supposed to travel all around this temple and collect 3 keys, but I already have 2. And I could speed up this section a little bit by being a gamer. Unfortunately, I'm not a gamer. So I am going to do this the cautious way, and not risk losing a minute instantly off of the run. One day I will practice this and get good at it again. I used to be very good at it. Alright, and that's all of Tanline Temple that we're gonna see. Now we can just leave. So we've got 3 keys to unlock 3 doors, trapping our 3 female friends who also have been captured. We've all been mistaken for their long-lost princess, And so they've captured each and every one of us just in case one of us is the princess. To be fair, we all do look pretty similar. Also, there's this cacklebat here that I am going to destroy real quick. I can't pick it up right now because they took my magic lamp. But I will return as soon as I leave to pick that thing up again. And with all the girls here, we're now heavy enough to pull the giant rope that lets us out. And here we have a statue of their long-lost princess. And here we have their long-lost princess. She was at the store for about 30 minutes. And in that time, they kidnapped 4 women. So, I don't know, I think this cult might not be long for this world. Okay. So now I can leave and never come back. Which is good, because I hate this place. So I've got a few more cacklebats to pick up here. And I've got a lot of Scorp Gals to defeat. And I'm going to take a quick item inventory to see how much stuff I need. Because whatever stuff I do not pick up from random drops, I'm going to have to buy from the store. Which means I'm probably going to have to grind out some money, and I'd rather not do that. I have 1 super monster milk and that's it. Oh, that's misery. What you got? Super monster milk. Love to see it. Super monster milk, you love to see it. Things are turning around. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. Alright, so down here is hidden this cacklebat. It is actually possible to glitch your way through the floor, drop down into this area from above, and skip the entirety of Tanline Temple. That only works in any percent major glitches. Ow! We cannot do it in any category that requires dark magic, because we have to get the cacklebat inside the temple. Anyway, we just picked up a lot of super monster milks. Things are looking up for our hero. We're very low on super pike balls, but those are a lot less expensive to buy in the store. So if I'm going to pick up anything, it should be a super monster milk. By the way, I just dropped into some quicksand, which seems bad, but you can see that most of the quicksand, there's like skulls coming out of it to indicate that it's bad. The one area of the quicksand I dropped into, there's no skulls coming out of it, which is your indication that it's safe to drop into. And there, that's all the cacklebats on this island. So now we can just complete the dungeon. And hopefully get a little bit more... Oh, meat chunklet's not too bad. That's a health restorative. Hey, super pike ball. The Scorp Gals are being really friendly today, which is great. I hope they stay that way. So I'm going to... Monster Milk helps a little. Oh wait, I'm going the wrong direction. Okay, you know what? I think it's a good thing that I picked up this meat chunklet. I'm going to use it. That room didn't go as well as I wanted it to. No additional bubble shields. That's okay, I can buy some. Alright, so we got a lot of super monster milk, so that's great. Ah, shoot. I did not space that out. If you do that correctly, you can charge underneath this entire crusher in a single charge. But you only have like a spare couple of frames to pull it off. It's really hard to do. So now we're gonna face the boss. The Squid Baron, he's back! And... regular monster milk, okay. Okay, so RNG has treated me really well so far. Oh, that was perfect. I got that hit just as the third phase started, which means it's going to go right to the very helpful fourth phase as soon as this starts. Where he's going to start restoring his health, but he's going to do it very, very slowly, so this is just free damage. Wow, that was a fantastic Squid Baron fight right there. That was honestly one of my best. That is great. So I'm missing out on a whole bunch of Super Pike Balls. But I think I have... No, wait, no, I need one more hair upgrade. Okay, so I only need like 60 more gems. No, I need 85 more gems. Like I said, doing math and speedrunning at the same time is really hard. I think the perfect number here is 270 for gems. Got a Cacklebat right here. There's two more on Scuttletown. They're over this way. Gonna grab them really quick before I... Whoops. Before I proceed to the next island. Hi, Mayor. So the Mayor's hanging out right there. You can trade him items in exchange for other items or money and such. It's completely unnecessary. I don't know if I've ever done it in any playthrough, speedrun or casual. Alright, so that should be all the Cacklebats in Scuttletown. So I need to talk really quickly to Bolo. And he will help me unlock the next dungeon. One of the rites of passage of a Shantae speedrun is getting all the way through the start of the next island, which is absolute misery to backtrack through, and finding out that you did not talk to Bolo and get the item that lets you proceed. That's a classic maneuver right there. So I'm going to do a little bit of shopping. Super Pike Ball. And a DPS upgrade. And so now... what do I need? I would love another 3 Super Pike Balls, which is 100 gems. And one more Bubble Shield, which is 25 gems. I think that's the minimum I'm going to need. So I might spend a few seconds doing a little bit of money grinding here on Mudbog Island. Oops. Ow. Alright, so that's one Cacklebat down. I think there's 2 more. Yeah, you can see with all the enemies here that this is a really nasty place to travel through casually, and these guys do a lot of damage. If you know how to dash through and you're on pirate mode, it's a lot easier. But if you get to this point and you don't have the death mask and you have to backtrack, there is no easy way back. You just have to take it. With almost no health. Like, I should have several more hearts at this point, and I've just not been collecting any heart squids. So I'm going to have very low health throughout this entire run. In fact, the final boss deals 2 whole hearts of damage with each hit. So if I get hit, I die. Unless I have my auto potion still. So we must proceed with caution. Now I'm in the Village of Lost Souls, and I have to collect the 3 gamer coins. These are the coins that are given to true gamers. I think all of you should have one of these somewhere in your basement. If you don't, I have bad news for you. You are not true gamers. Also, that coin's very easy to forget. I forgot that coin at a GDQ. It was very embarrassing. So what I just did there is I carried a charge into the next room, and then by pressing the charge button at the right time, I was able to charge at the first possible instant. Which normally is not necessary, but that is one of a handful of rooms that will just stop your charge if you try to charge through it, and I don't know why. What if you paint a coin blue? Does that count? It counts if you time yourself doing it. Oh, I should have rammed that wall. Oh, it's okay. Alright, so I'm going to do just a little bit of money grinding here. Ghost. Excuse me, Ghost. Okay, the ghosts could have been a lot meaner than they were. Oh, well. Forget it. Forget that charge, then. Alright, time for the ultimate gamer game. The reason we collected these gamer coins. We're gonna play heads or tails with these guys. This is pretty much exactly what it looks like. I have to guess correctly 3 times in a row. Wow, that was rude. So the trick here is that if you try 4 times, you will always succeed on the 4th time. But for speedrun purposes, that part is infuriating, because the game can just decide you're not going through. You can have anywhere between 3 and 12 conversations with those guys if you get perfect or anti-perfect RNG. I got very bad RNG. Anyway, this guy is going to give us his man stink. Now I have the manly musk. I am the man your man could smell like. And we're going to use that manly musk to get into the next dungeon. Oh, heck. That's not good. As you may have noticed, my health is incredibly low right now. And I'm about to fight a very difficult boss. So, I'm going to do a quick heal. Alright, well I have all the gems I need now. I would like one more quarter heart before I go into the boss fight. There we go. Hello? Okay. So this is the dungeon that is utterly broken by the risky shuffle. Normally, the entire dungeon is spent lining up those platforms so you can build up a charge and run across and get to this final room. But with the risky shuffle, we can just charge from anywhere, so we just go right to the end. Okay, so this is Dagron. This boss sucks. I hate him. Well, I am going to drop a Super Monster Milk and a regular Pike Ball. And this will be a long charge. Okay, that could have gone way worse. So, I'm glad that that did not go way worse. I did not get knocked back. Once you get knocked back, it is hard to recover. We are not Chumbawamba here. We get knocked down, and we do not get back up again. So I'm glad that was taken care of quickly and easily. So now I would like to just use a Pirate Flare and leave, but Pirate Flares only work if you are outside, and this whole Village of Lost Souls is considered to be an interior area. Basically, once you enter, you can't leave. So you have to beat the dungeon before you can leave the Village of Lost Souls. Now we can use a Pirate Flare and leave. So now we got one more island to go before the final showdown. This is Frostbite Island. It's a frozen island, as you might have guessed. And I'm basically going to charge and fly over the whole thing for the most part. Except right here, I've got to hit that wall to make that guy drop down. Excuse me, hello? Okay, I've got 2 more of those things to pick up here on Frostbite Island. And I might go ahead and try and run into some of these wolves if I can spare the time, because they might give me some money drops. And I wouldn't mind another bubble shield. Oh gosh, it has been a while since I did not just completely fly over that whole room. Oh! That is nice. Oh, you went the wrong way. Oh, I faced the wrong way. Oh, that was a comedy of errors all around. Oh, that hurt a lot. The enemies around this part of the game, they do a lot of damage, as you've probably noticed. So I've got a very small amount of health right now. So now I have to be very careful. I'm gonna jump my way up here. Alright, so I ask this every time I do this at a marathon. Please explain this to me, chat. We started in a frozen wasteland of an island, and we went up, and things got warmer. Please explain how this happens. Give me your best shot. Up, up, up. Well, gonna drop here, replenish my jumps. I see the word Australia. I don't think that's... I don't think that's how it works. I don't think that's how Australia works. It's winter in the southern... That's... I'm angry that I can follow the logic of this. Chat, you've made me angry. Every time I ask this question, I get a different set of responses, which makes me very happy. Ah, crud. The first time I asked this, they told me that heat rises. The second time I asked this, they said it was entropy. With no further explanation. And now the third answer is Australia. Alright, that's all the dark magic here on Frostbite Island. So now we're going to talk to Bolo real quick and we're going to leave. Man, I am at low health and I am going to be at low health for the foreseeable future. So now we have to do a bit of proper backtracking that cannot be avoided. And I'm going to drop in here and get the final Cacklebat in the game. There we go. That should be all 20 Dark Magics in the game. I was checking the other islands, and I have all of the Cacklebats from there. So if Scuttletown and Saliva Island show me that I have all the Cacklebats, we're good to go. We are not going through Run Run Roddy Tops again, and in fact, they won't let us. Man, I would love 2 more gems. Two more gems would get me 1 more bubble shield, which would be nice. And also, you can trade in that Death Mask for a free Pirate Flare, which is useful both in a speedrun and casual sense. Yes, and okay, yes, we are good. We have all the Cacklebats. Now we have to go in this direction again. Come on, gems, please. Lobster Tail, I guess, is a help. Okay, so another Pirate Flare. I don't even need this many Pirate Flares. Oh cool, I get to pull off a Nutbuster. By virtue of where I am positioned. So we did Arbitrary Thing 1, which was to get those 2 girls to go back to their jobs working for the Ammo Baron. Now to do Arbitrary Thing number 2, which is to bring Barracuda Joe back to life. And he's alive, and he broke up with her. To be fair, if you meet a girl's parents and you die, that is a bit of a red flag. Anyway, Arbitrary Thing 3 is to hand over the targeting module Bolo gave us, and now we can fire this cannon. Also, this is the Techno Baron. Goodbye, Techno Baron. We hardly knew you, literally. And that opens up the path to the penultimate dungeon. So now, yes, so I'm going to pick up 2 Super Pike Balls, 2 Bubbles. Oh, I was 3 gems short of getting all the bubbles I could ever want. It's fine. I can deal with only 3 bubble shields instead of 4. So now we're in the abandoned factory. This particular dungeon is going to go very, very fast. We're just going to risky shuffle our way directly to the end, more or less. I have to pick up a bunch of keys, because there's a lot of locked doors in my way. But otherwise, we're just going to head directly to the final room. When you pick up an item, it makes you drop to the ground, and in a scenario like that, you just sort of drop forever, which is... It does nothing, but it's fun. And one last key for the road. And then we're going to fight the other really painful RNG boss, which is the Steel Maggot. This is another one of those bosses that can just make or break a run as it pleases. So, I have to guess the correct combination of buttons to hit. And I got the worst possible order. That was the worst RNG I could have had. Oops. Heck. Okay, that was a little better. Would have been nice if I could have gotten the one cycle. But, c'est la Steel Maggot. Yeah, that's how close I was to the one cycle. That's frustrating. RNG today has been rough. Honestly, it could have been so much rougher. Tanline Island was incredibly forgiving with the number of super monster milks it gave us, and that makes a big difference. Hypnotics, my darling. Good to see you. If you want to see bad RNG for this game, you should watch the run I did at Mag West. That is possibly the worst RNG I've ever had anywhere in any game. It was misery. Alright, here we are at the Lonely Grave. This is not a proper island. This is just one room. And if you dash in, you get this weird slow dash like that, which is fun. And here we are, the Pirate Master. He's not looking too great these days. We skipped a cutscene where Risky tried to betray us, because that's who she is. But the Pirate Master was having none, because Risky betrayed the Pirate Master first, and there is like a priority ordering of vengeance here. And the Pirate Master gets vengeance first. So now we have to go defeat the Pirate Master and save Risky Boots. There is technically one final dungeon in front of us, but we're not really going to do it. There is a pixel-perfect maneuver, or not pixel-perfect, but close to it, that we can pull off to completely bypass all of the difficult parts of this dungeon. So, by using a combination of cannon shots and hat hovers, we can get exactly enough height to bypass the challenge rooms and just move directly to the next part of this dungeon. And that's all three of the major dungeon rooms skipped. Now we just go directly to the final boss. I cannot remember the last time I actually did any of those rooms. And I'm going to do one more safety save because I don't have all the bubble shields I would like. And here we are, the Pirate Master. So I am going to throw on all my good items for damage doing and damage avoiding. And let's hope the RNG is good. Okay. It wasn't great. Could have been worse. Yeah, the bubble shield is neutralizing all of those giant bullet attacks that would instantly kill us if any of them actually hit us. Alright, that was pretty good. So in any percent, that is where the run would end. But because we collected all the dark magic, we get to fight the true final boss and see the true ending. And it's absolutely worth it because the final boss is way cooler. But it's also really tough. This particular boss is why I got as many hair upgrades as I did, because if my DPS is not really good, I am not one-phasing this guy. Oh, whoops. I missed my opportunity for a free hit. Alright, so I would love a bubble shield for this phase, but I don't have... I am one short of the ideal number, so instead I'm just going to dodge bullets. And now I really need to have good damage. Okay, we got the one cycle on this phase. We've got one more phase where we need to get a one cycle. If I don't damage him there, I have to go through that whole rigmarole again. Because that is the only part of the phase where you can move on to the next phase. So it loses like 30 seconds or more per phase. It's miserable. So it's worth spending a little extra money to get the DPS upgrades. Anyway, all the dark magic we collected throughout the game, turns out it was actually Shantae's genie magic that was stolen at the end of the last game. And so now I am a half genie once again, and I'm doing a lot more damage. Sort of. It says that I'm doing 999 damage, but I'm not actually. It's just changing the text that gets displayed, but I am doing the same amount of damage I've always been doing. So these monster milks still make a big difference. So yeah, if I didn't have that super monster milk adding 10 damage per hit, I would not one-phase this guy. Okay, I got that one phase too. So now I have to get 4 cannon hits on this guy. Whoops, get back here. Get down here. There we go. So now he's going to be stun-locked. And time is coming up. Time is going to be when he starts exploding after the 4th cannon hit. So get ready on time. And time. And there we go. The Pirate Master has been defeated. We are a half genie again. Sequinland is saved. Lots more good ending stuff happens now. This is definitely the best way to play this game, is to get this true ending. It's just not satisfying if you don't go all the way. So does anyone have my time? I'm not watching the stream at the moment, just the chat. Alright, I'm going to turn on the stream real quick and we're going to take a look at my time. 106.45. How does that compare to my previous best that I can't remember? Probably not favorably, but we're going to find out. Let's see here. All dark magic. Pirate mode, no out of bounds. Okay, no, it was not close. My previous best was a 104.42. But I was within a couple of minutes of it, so... And I was underestimate. That's the important part. So I'm just going to power through the remaining cutscenes, and we'll take a look at the completion screen at the end to see what my in-game time was. I could not tell you. I could not give you a good guess as to what my in-game time is, because I do not know what arcane mechanisms contribute to the in-game time. It's always different from what I think it's going to be. I don't know if the counter counts down when we're looking at text. I don't know if it does so during cutscenes, during loads. But yeah, that is Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. That's a really fun game. I think it's a really good introductory speedrun, because it's not very input or movement intensive. The movement is a lot of fun, but it's not super difficult. It's pretty easy to get into. If you're trying to grind for good times and world records, the RNG can get pretty frustrating, but just playing through it is really enjoyable. So I would definitely recommend taking a look at this game in both a casual and a speedrun perspective. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and next up, I think, is Ring Fit Adventure with Verxel. So yeah, everyone, thanks again for watching, and enjoy the remainder of the show.